The Hawaiian Islands are magical. Last month, I was lucky enough to spend some time exploring the island of Maui with my family. We had such an amazing time, and I want to be able to share that experience with you guys. So here's how to travel Maui in 1 week. Now I'm just gonna put it out there, I'm probably going to butcher almost every name I say in this video, but bear with me. Starting off your trip, you're going to arrive at the Kahului Airport. Grab your bags and then take a bus, Uber, or a taxi into town to pick up your rental car. Now you could definitely pick up a rental car from the airport, but if you want to save some money, just get one in town. Now buses and tours will take you to some of these locations, but the freedom of having a rental car is going to be unmatched. So if you're heading to Maui, I strongly suggest you go for the rental car. Before you leave Kahului and head to your place, make a stop at Costco to pick up some groceries. A Hawaiian vacation is not complete without an introductory Costco shop. Mom, where are we?
In front of the wine at Costco.
No. Where are we?
Oh, we're in Maui.
Now, in terms of accommodation, there's hotels and stuff, but we rented a condo through VRBO, and you can totally use Airbnb to do the same. We went out on a whim and ended up choosing to stay in the city of Kihei, and I think that's the place to be. It's in such a good location, putting you right near the middle of the island, allowing you to do day trips in either direction, which is really nice. Now that you've got some food, take some time to relax. Crack a beer, but make sure you keep an eye on the clock because at 4 p.m., you're going to need to go onto your phone or your computer. Now this will make a lot more sense later on in the video, but you need to secure yourself tickets to the Haleakala Volcano Sunrise Tour. Now, although we're doing it on a later day, you need a ticket, and the only way to get a ticket is by purchasing it beforehand online. Approximately 80 tickets are released each day at 4 p.m. local time, and they sell out almost instantly. So make sure you start doing this on day 1. Now, to be honest with you guys, I'm not much of a beach guy. I much prefer exploring, so that's gonna be the main focus of this itinerary. But yesterday, you did have a big day, so think about taking it easy today. Soak up the Hawaiian vibes by checking out some of Maui's famous beaches. Here are a couple of my favorite: Secret Beach, McKenna Beach, and Baldwin Beach. So now that you're rested, I think we can start adventuring. The next couple days are going to be intense, so get ready. First off, you're going to wake up early to hike the Waihee Ridge Trail, one of my favorite hikes that we did on this trip. It's a moderate 5-mile round-trip hike taking you along the Waihee Ridge up to a beautiful lookout above the mountains. Now the view was great, but the journey was definitely my favorite part. It's a fun hike. Next up, you have to check out the Iowa Valley. It's a state monument. This will be a nice break after the Waihee Ridge Trail hike. It's a relatively small park that you'll be able to explore in about an hour, and to top it off, there is a river that you can swim in. I'm gonna be honest, I accidentally deleted the footage I took while we were there, so hopefully these pictures can do it justice. Regardless, you gotta check it out. After that, you're going to head around the northern tip of Maui, where you'll find a couple more stops. You have to be careful though, this road is a bit sketchy. Take it slow and you should be fine. My favorite stop along the sketchy road was definitely the Olivine pools. These pools are awesome during low tide. You're gonna be able to watch the waves crash around you while you swim in these natural volcano pools. The view is great, and this is pretty much picture perfect Maui. But if you see big waves entering the pools, do not swim. People have died here. If you're able to exercise caution, you should be fine. They are fairly safe, but be smart. Hopefully by now you've been able to secure yourself a sunrise pass to Mount Haleakala. Once you have your pass, get ready for an early morning. Just made it to the top of Mount Haleakala. It is 4:51 right now. We got up at 3 a.m. We're gonna watch sunrise. It's cold. Now, although you're in Hawaii, it is still super cold on top of a 10,000-foot mountain. There's a hut near the top that you can stand inside while you're watching the sunrise, but I'd still wear every piece of warm clothing that you have access to. I'm not kidding, it's cold, and I'm from Canada. After that, take the rest of the day easy and probably take a nap. Today is the day that you're going to tackle the iconic road to Hana. Hey Hana, what road are we doing today? The road to Hana takes you around the base of Mount Haleakala. You've been to the top, you've seen the sunrise, and now you're going to wind around the base and see some of the coolest spots on the island. Now, when doing the road to Hana, I highly recommend that you do the reverse road to Hana. And all that means is that we're going to be doing it backwards. Now, by doing it backwards, you dodge the crowds because they do it the other way, and you don't have to worry about driving the sketchiest part of the road as it gets dark, because we're going to do it first thing in the morning. There are so many things to do and see along the road to Hana, but here are a few of my favorites. Haleakala National Park, and specifically the PPY Trail, was our first stop that really blew my mind. The PPY Trail is a fairly easy 4-mile round-trip hike that winds you through a bamboo forest up to a massive 300-foot waterfall. You'll probably spend 2 or 3 hours here, so it does take up a chunk of your day, but I still think it's definitely worth doing. You'll also find the 7 sacred pools in Haleakala National Park, but they were closed while we were there, so hopefully you have better luck. Another one of my favorite stops, and probably my favorite spot on the entire trip, was the Venus Pools.
Good one, Dad.
This is truly one of Maui's gems. It's essentially a cove surrounded by cliffs and rocks that you can jump off of. The water is so warm, it's nice and blue, and it's really cool because the cove has a barrier of rocks, so that breaks the waves as they come in, leaving you with really nice calm water. Like I said, this was my favorite stop along the road to Hana, and probably my favorite thing we did in Maui. Another awesome stop is the lower Waihee Falls. It's a really nice freshwater swimming hole off the side of the road with some cliff jumping, a waterfall, and a rope swing. All 3 of which I love. As I said, there are so many amazing places along the road to Hana. You really can't go wrong with whatever you end up doing. The only advice I have is to get up and get started as early as possible. There's no way you'll be able to see everything, but if you're up early enough, you should be able to see what you want to see before it gets dark on you. Honestly, this is one of those things that if you do have an extra day in Maui, you could totally spend 2 days doing the road to Hana. Now, to finish off the trip, you can't go to Hawaii without taking a helicopter ride. So that's what we're gonna do. While I was in Maui, I partnered with Pacific Heli Tours, and they blew me away with their Doors Off Molokai tour. The pilot was super informative, telling us all the local stories about Molokai while flying us alongside the oceanside cliffs where we saw tons of waterfalls cascading down. We went through valleys, over peaks, we did steep banks over the ocean reefs. It was an unreal experience. The helicopter ride took about an hour, so after that we headed up the Kanapali coast, stopping in Lahaina. This is a pretty cool town. It's quite touristy, but it has the old Hawaiian town vibe to it still. If you're into walking streets with tons of shopping and restaurants, this is definitely a place you've got to check out.
Swipe.
Continuing on from there, checking out some of the other beaches and fancier resorts out that way, we ended up at Black Rock Beach for some cliff jumping, and it wasn't bad. Dad, where are we making a trek to?
I think it's called Black Rock. It's a jump.
Going up there. The jump was pretty nice, but if that doesn't excite you, you can probably skip it because the other beaches that I had mentioned earlier are much nicer. And there it is, guys. That is how you travel Maui in 1 week. Or I guess it's technically 6 days, but with travel and stuff, for all intents and purposes, it's a week. Thank you so much for watching, dudes. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I'll see you all in another one.